Monday, August 20th, 2018. We're having an open meeting first. Chairman's report, reimbursements, approval, signatures, miscellaneous emails, forest cutting plans, ratification of minutes. So 6/18/18. Let's do the minutes for 6/18/18 first. Okay. Okay, are there any question of the minutes?
I make a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All three approved. Okay, they have approved. All right. Where am I today? Okay, what do we have here? Okay. I guess Carter and them did all this paperwork. Did you? Oh, no. Paperwork for what they want to do at Stony Bridge. I guess this is all the stuff that she wants done. He says we have to do, or they want to do, and all that. I did send you his comments, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, if anybody wants to look at that and see what they say.
Can I see that when you're done?
Hmm?
Can I see it when you're done?
Yep. You'll get it next. Now, you did get this one I sent to you yesterday or the day before?
Yes.
Somewhat? Okay. I figured you'd understand it more than I would.
Yep.
And, Okay, as you know, we need the Public Lands Protection Amendment to the Environment Bond Bill. I guess they need support. I think you've got one of these in your emails. EMAC, what do we got here? Oh, webinar and stuff. You guys got this in your email, right? Yeah, webinars. Okay, what else up there? Okay, Templeton Conservation. Cleaner water, less algae in waterways. This is ocean. I have no idea. If you want to read this one, oh, I'll pass everything along. Like I always do, so we can look at it all. And these, of course, we were up in there July 11th, I think we'll be on that one. Okay. July 1st, July 11th, we didn't do anything because we didn't meet in July.
Yeah, I didn't fill them out. I just didn't know if you wanted to look at anything.
This is, okay. Okay, this is the extension on lot 4 from DEP. Ellsworth Mason, Templeton Conservation, yeah. From, what's her name? Denise Shadow. Yeah, that's the one. And here's another one for June 26th from Matt. You've got all of these before. Okay. This is a copy of the DET for water quality certification. They're doing a minor fill and excavating project and a bridge repair on Route 202 King Philip Trail over Trout Brook. Doesn't say when they're starting it, but they should notify us when they're in town to do this. If you don't, I don't know if you
Yeah,
know
I'll take a
what's
look
up,
at it.
you know about that, yeah?
I want to take a look at it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you. All this stuff gets passed on. And all our paperwork was sent in for the MAC, we were already certified and all that there. Okay, she also did some extra stuff, right? She passed some, we should be getting some information about a couple of books or things that we can get into on the computer, I believe. And we'll all be able to use it.
I just received the email this morning.
You did, okay, so we need, all right, you'll give that to us afterwards. Send it to us or whatever, I don't know how she did it, but, yeah. She did tell me that everything was paid, we're all set there.
Who's that?
Laurie,
Okay.
yep, yep. So. This has been taken care of, all of this is taken care of. All set with that.
Is it possible to get a copy
Huh?
of this? Is it possible to get a copy of this?
Yep. You'd like a copy of this here
Okay.
afterwards, okay? No problem. And then, okay, you wanted to see that one?
Yeah.
And you just want to see Stonebridge or all that paperwork?
I'm all set.
You're all set with that one? Did you want to see that one?
I looked at it.
You looked at it? We're all set. Okay, now we can put this back in here, this over here. And close that up. Okay, the only other thing that I was gonna bring up was, the one I wanted to do the site walk on over the weekend, but I did talk to Mr. Radigan, and, it's his usual, he closed out one area, now he's opening up another area, and had to get permission from the town to continue. He's one of the best sand gravel people we have, I tell you, was in next to somebody else who was a real messy person, but Radigan Glenn is a very good person, and he does everything the way it should be done. So I told him, go ahead and they can do their thing on Wednesday night. Okay. Is there any questions? Anybody got anything you want to say, or?
Nope.
We all set?
All set.
Okay, it's 6:10, we got 5 minutes. Well, if anybody doesn't mind, we can start the meeting at 6:10 instead of 6:15 on the
Okay.
first notice of intent. Notice of intent, with my book. Gotta have this one, there we go. Okay. Notice is hereby given in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 40 of the Wetlands Protecting Act, that a public hearing will be held on the notice of intent from Northland Engineers Incorporated on behalf of Ronald Winslow, project location South Road, Accessors Map 3-12, Parcel 44, Templeton. The proposed project is for a single-family home with 1,580 square feet for a house and patio within the buffer zone to a bordered vegetated wetland. The hearing will be held in the Town Hall, 160 Patriots Road, East Templeton, conference room at 6:15 on August 20th, 2018. Any person desiring to be heard concerning the above application should appear at this time and place indicated above. George Andrews, Chairman, Templeton Conservation. Hi
But
there.
before we start, I just want to make it clear that I'm a direct abutter, so I'll be
Yeah.
excusing myself.
She
from
won't be
this.
able to. And we all know that, so whenever you're ready.
Speak clear.
I filed a determination of applicability on 191 Royalston Road for a septic system replacement that is within the outer riparian zone to the stream along the old Royalston Road
She's
that
talking
goes to the
about this one.
Birch Hill area.
Oh, wait a minute, which
I
one are you
think we're on
talking about?
South Road.
We did,
South Road's first?
yeah,
Mhm.
that's how it's
Okay.
listed, that's how it's listed, I'm sorry. You weren't listening, see? Neither was I. If you wanna go back to that one
I'll
first, I'm sorry.
repeat that later then. All right, this is a notice of intent that required cards. Here are comments.
Thank you.
Okay. Have you got the list with you, or do we have the list?
I gave you a copy of the list. I can.
It's probably right here.
It was in with the filing,
Yeah,
Yep, okay.
and I did receive the number. Do you have the number? It's gonna be 0341,
Yeah, I think that's what she has.
so 304-0341.
That's what we have,
what
yeah.
we're looking,
And here's,
341.
Dave usually checks them.
Somewhere in here there's, there's a list.
Excuse me.
okay. So,
Okay.
since I met with you on site
Yep.
for the walkabout, we have done some revisions to the plan. I have the new plan, two copies of the new plan, for your review. What we did was we moved the house forward towards the road, further from the wetlands area,
Okay.
and we reversed the floor plan. Previously, the garage was on this side. We flipped it to that side
This side,
and
okay.
pulled it a little bit further.
Okay, pull it this way, okay.
Yes.
The
And-
septic system still where it was?
Septic system is still where it was, way outside of the 100-foot
Yep,
area. I have brought a copy of the old plan if you're interested in
no, I
seeing the
got 2 copies.
comparison.
I got 2 copies here.
Okay. So with the grading of the new house, it's going to be a total of 5,327 square feet within the buffer zone area. 320 square feet is the house itself. 2,402 would be the patio area, which would be located under the deck. You see the deck off the back of the
Yep,
house
Right here, yeah.
with a walkout foundation.
Yep.
The deck covers over. Beneath that will be a patio.
Okay,
And the grading within the buffer zone is 2,605 square feet. And that would be the grading for the house and that patio area.
okay. So we still doing the blueberry bushes?
Yes, and I wanted to propose for a permanent line of demarcation, when this project is completed, to have at the 40-foot minimum area, to have high bush blueberries planted there, so that everybody knows that that's an area to be protected into perpetuity.
Yep. Okay. How we doing there, David? He's still checking.
Oh,
Two the same.
Got two the same. Oh, okay.
There was a lot of abutters. It's a 25-acre parcel, so it touched,
John and Doris
A lot of
have
other-
land up there too? Oh, my God.
well, like I said, it's a 25-acre piece, so it really touches a
Yeah.
lot of other properties.
Yeah, see, this one person I'm looking at, he lives across the street from me, but he owns land all over town. He owns land on South also. I know he's up that way. So, yeah, so, there's not that much of a change.
Not that much. Like I said, we mirror imaged the garage, which obviously moved the driveway.
Right, yeah.
And then that, I've also supplied on this new revision plan, a copy, a location for the new cart path that we had discussed when we were out there. There's a
Yep.
cart path to
Yep.
to the back lot, the back property, the 25 acres.
Yeah.
And we have shown
This comes
a
up.
section that would come
Side
off the
of the house,
driveway and go
right.
around the garage.
Is this an existing drain line or a proposed drain line?
On where?
The line with the D in the existing cart path? Is that a drain line?
Can I approach the table?
Right here, D.
There's a line here.
That
D.
would be the drain from the house.
So it's a proposed one,
Yes.
Okay.
going all the
New
way
construction.
40
past
feet.
your siltation barrier?
Yes. That would be for the
Foundation drain?
foundation drain, because the water table on this property had tested out. The estimated high water table was found to be at 24 and 27 inches.
I didn't even heard that one.
With the perk rate of 5 governing the lot.
So that outfall just at the edge of the wetlands?
Yes. So to join in.
Siltation barriers there, yeah, okay.
Inaudible here.
Hmm?
This is crazy. This is gonna take a few minutes.
Okay. Well, other than that, I don't see any particular problems. Is there anything we should look for, other than what you mentioned?
You can't daylight that drain line before the siltation barrier? Probably not with elevations.
I don't think with elevations, I think that's why it is drawn back to that point, which is, she's got it daylight, what's 10 feet prior to the edge of the wetlands. That's 40 scale, that's 20 scale. So it is daylight at 14 feet from the edge of the vegetated area.
You just want to make sure that there's some material that won't get eroded at that outfall, right outside, right at the wetlands. There shouldn't be much flow from the pipe, so not a big concern.
All right, so David, are you listening?
You're fine.
This is the drain line from the
As a
house.
Public abutter.
What's up there? Other than that, I don't see any problem. When do they propose to start construction? Next year?
He
or-
wanted
next
to
year,
get
year after?
ready, right away for like October, I believe. Whether he's gonna find an excavator that's ready to move that quickly with all the building that's happened this year and then 6 weeks of rain.
Okay,
I'm not sure. But I do know that he wants to get going on it right away.
okay, because there are a few excavators around.
Yes, and they were all quite busy.
Yeah.
One, because of the weather, and two, just because of this year has been a little bubble in real estate.
Okay.
I don't see any problems here.
Okay.
That looks good.
All right, we'll take a vote. All those in favor of okay with the NOI?
I'll make a motion to accept this.
All right, I'll second it. Brittany, you will be a person who is out, you're not gonna be able to vote, so the two of us, yes, everything seems to be fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Two yeses and an abstention, is how Laurie said it to me. That way there.
Abstain.
And whereas we are a quorum, we're fine. All right, so now we need to sign the NOIs. Sign here. $820. I know we had two.
Excuse me.
Wait a minute. It says sign here, but ain't no place to sign there. Supposed to be page 11, right? Yeah. All right, there it is. It was stuck together, sorry.
If I could request custody of the order of conditions so that I can make sure it gets duly recorded and photocopy it. If I could request that I have custody of that order of conditions so that I could make sure that it gets duly recorded and then passed on to the other
I
parties.
have a copy for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, one of these two copies is yours. Hand delivered on 8/20/18. Okay. Put these back together. And give it to Carol. Carol can hand it to her. And these are. Okay. Did we have any DOA forms for the other one?
Sorry?
The other one, do we have any
Yeah.
paperwork?
They have a folder.
Oh, oh, separate folder, I'm sorry. I'm not,
Separate folder, separate.
I'm not
act.
looking at things. Don't like being in this situation. Okay. We're closed, all right. First one is closed at 6:25 PM. All right, this is the second one from 119 Royalston Road. Pursuant to the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 131, Section 40, the Templeton Conservation will hold a public meeting on Monday, August 20th, 2018 at 6:30 PM in Town Hall, 160 Patriots Road, East Templeton, to consider the request for determination of applicability filed by Priscilla, Pitre representative, Northland Engineering, Angel May, Lehtonen, for proposed work for accesses map 4-04, Parcel 8.1. The project entails a request to repair septic system construction within the outer riparian zone of the stream that runs along the old Royalston Road to the Birch Hill Dam. The request for determination of applicability is available for public review at the conference room at 160 Patriots Road, East Templeton. I call them the Development Service Office for an appointment. Okay. And April, you may begin.
And if you would like to come up closer and look at the map, you are welcome to do that. Okay. This is an abutter. I
Okay.
met him out on site. Okay, we have, this one is a 1 acre existing home that we're trying to do a repair system on.
Do we have a plan?
As stated, it is within the outer riparian zone. There is no
Yep.
work
Yep.
to be done within the inner riparian
that's the right
zone.
one.
That is off this lot.
Okay. Yeah. That's
So, and the amount of work done within the outer riparian zone is
Okay.
just the tank,
The septic system's going.
the house to tank line, the tank itself, and about 13 feet of pressure line that's gonna run from the tank to the septic system. The septic system itself is outside the riparian zone. The driveway is existing. We have provided an area where a siltation barrier should be placed in case of heavy storms while they're putting that tank and pressure line
Yeah.
in place.
That
All right.
leach field system's gonna have a vent.
Yes, yes, it's a pump system, so it would be vented.
No solution for it. The problem is the trailer right now is here. They're not sure of the boundary line yet, but they've left this in case they have to move the trailer in, but it'll still be in the same place. Okay.
The system would still be in the same place.
So either
It's an
way,
existing,
It's an existing mobile home trailer,
yeah.
and if it needs to be moved, we have an optional
Huh.
location for the home to be moved
Okay.
according to the boundaries that my company has
Right.
found on site.
Because there's a question
It
on the
appears
boundary
to
here.
be that the trailer may be
the
off the
property
lot.
line. Gotcha.
As we are not land surveyors, it is to my understanding that Priscilla has hired an engineering company to settle that line for her.
Interesting.
So we have provided not only an option for the home to be relocated, but an optional tank location that you can see off to the side that would still pump up to the system is gonna still remain in the same place,
I'm following you now.
okay?
Is this their well?
Yep.
That's off the property, or the one that they're using currently?
Yes,
This one there, yeah.
that's currently the well. The system also goes out the back of the home. It's presently a holding tank out the back of the property, off the back of the mobile home,
For sewer right now?
for what she's currently using, yes.
Gotcha. So this would be a new system?
Correct.
Yep.
All new.
Completely new system.
And who potentially owns the abutting property? Is that this gentleman?
Oh, this gentleman owns the property to the right, where it says the 150-foot boundary, where it shows a fence
Okay.
and the corner point at the street. The abutter to the rear is the Army Corps of Engineers. They have been notified.
That's the problem.
Ah.
So she's working on it with them to get that straightened out.
The back, can I speak?
Yep.
The back property is not Army Corps of Engineers. It's unknown. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I mean, I got a map right out there, it's assessor's map, down at Temple, and says it's unknown.
It says that,
And
I don't know if that makes any difference, it's just never had an owner.
I don't know that we can decide on this
No,
until
no.
that issue
well,
is.
no, we're not gonna worry with that. We're just gonna okay the system. That we don't have to worry about them, when they're gonna put it in. This is just because she has a grant It's the only reason we're gonna, had anything to do with the system at all. But what they've got there now is what they usually use, what do you call that septic system they use down at the, Templeton Fish?
There's a tight tank that's presently there. Unfortunately, it was found that the last homeowner or somebody along the line had perforated a hole for an outlet to that tank so that it didn't need to be pumped on a regular basis, which obviously is very expensive to go through. That was found during the purchase of this property. This woman's trying to make it right so that she can have a functioning system and so we can get it in the ground. As a pump system, I would much rather see it up and functional in the ground before we get to a heavy frost. That way, if the system's alive, it won't freeze. And as new disturbed material, otherwise it could freeze. So we were trying to, she's already applied for and been granted the grant from Templeton for the system replacement.
Understood.
So we're trying to fix a poor situation.
And what about these two sheds that,
She's planning on tearing one of those sheds down anyways. The one that was further out, the two closest to the road, I believe she was planning on keeping.
Yeah, they are on, yeah, they can be moved. That's
Yeah.
what we had,
The smaller shed
discussed
could be
moving them
moved, the
into her
larger
land.
one she was planning on tearing down. It had been an animal structure, a small barn.
Yeah.
And it is in a state of disrepair.
But that one out there definitely has to be moved if it's the other people's, you know, if it's.
as well as the one that's potentially on a
and
property
that'll be
line?
the one that will be moved. It's only 5 feet over the line
Yeah.
as it is sitting there.
Still over the line.
So she's already planning on moving all that stuff. Like I said, my only
Complicated.
consideration was the water, but the Corps may just say, if it is Corps land, they may say, don't worry about the well. Because it's down here in the back, about 200 feet before you get to the stream that's out there. It's well away from the stream that's behind it, because it's a big drop off behind the trailer.
Yeah. Just behind the trailer, it drops off a good 15 to 20 feet.
Yep, easily.
And then it's vegetated, and all herbaceous shrub layer and full forest area down below before you get to the stream. It's actually quite pretty down there.
So is this design, oh, I guess there's not a big change in the finished floor elevation, but it was designed with both finished floor elevations in mind?
Yes,
Yep.
it's currently, the trailer is currently on a concrete slab.
Okay.
It has been there for a long time in that same position.
Okay.
It was not a requirement of the mortgage company to have a plot plan done for the purchase of the sale, unfortunately.
Interesting.
Some banks don't require one. But she is trying to rectify the situation.
Understood.
Any other questions? You have any questions?
Well, one, if they move the trailer, I don't know if this is pertaining to you, are they gonna bring in any fill to, I mean, I assume they're gonna pour a whole new slab.
Well, they're gonna have
Are they gonna raise the elevation? Cause they already originally brought in fill right there anyway.
Yeah, they have to bring in some fill right there to do the septic system.
Well, I mean, I get confused, the septic system, tight tank, you know, and there's,
Well,
I don't know.
Legally, the tight tank should have never been allowed on that trailer. I don't know how it got done, but that was way back in 1986, or before.
Before they put in a tight tank, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there all my, not me personally, my father's property next door, and
Right,
then I
yeah.
moved back.
But,
So I know the history of the
yeah,
whole place.
basically, yeah, she is gonna, if they move it, they are gonna put a, cement slab there, just like it's already on a cement slab, so they're gonna have to redo that.
I, you know, would have,
It shouldn't raise it at all, cause it's basically level right there where the trailer is anyhow.
because you get so much to the front and there's no room in the front. I mean, it's
Yeah.
a very narrow,
Right.
40 feet by,
But the,
it's
you
not
know,
even a build, let's face it, wouldn't, never mind.
okay,
I have my issues with that place, so I don't wanna get, I'm just concerned about my water, you know. 'cause
Oh, absolutely.
Originally, I was under the impression it was a tight tank. I had my suspicions because, as he says, never part, it was pumped out once a year.
well, at
so-
least the system will get away from that tight tank and,
But I got my well, where I showed her on that side, when I
Yeah.
had that well drilled, because, you know, my septic is on the opposite side of my house.
Yeah.
Just
Now you're-
concerned about that.
yeah.
you know.
You're hoping to get this done next month, right?
We were hoping to get this done as soon as possible, yes.
Yep.
And we did locate the abutters well, and the system is greater than 100 feet, which is the Title V minimum prior to variance. We did not require a variance for it to lessen an offset to his well.
All right, so,
Is it so much so that the 100-foot offset does not show up on this plan?
Yes.
I just hope there's no ledge where he's gotta put that tank.
Yeah.
But that's up to Mr. Nyman. What they find under there, I have no idea.
Do you plan to remove the existing concrete slab?
If you have to.
If,
Yeah.
if the structure gets relocated, will the existing concrete slab be removed and everything be replanted?
I don't know how to answer that. One, the surveyor is gonna prove the line first. Two, I haven't gotten any response from the second gentleman that I had, sent him a zip file of the
Board of
entire
Engineer,
project.
yeah.
From the, Army Corps of Engineers. His name was Jeff, and I have his email address. I don't know what their requirement would be for that. Presently, it's all sand and it's all driveway in the front.
Yep.
And it's just a little grassed area on the top of the embankment behind the existing mobile home. And to the right, going like towards the shed, between the mobile home and the shed. It's a grassed area. Whether or not removing that slab would take away or add to the stability of the property, I can't speak of that. I'm not an excavator on site. I don't think that anybody has checked to see exactly the thickness of that pad to date. So
Are
I'm
you-
not sure how to respond to that.
Okay.
Those pads are usually 4 inches thick. And the haunch around the edge can go as deep as 18. Just that very edge around the pad.
And I mean, you know, if it's found that the Corps wants her to move the trailer, then they'll have to work it out with her what they're gonna do with the slab, I would think. And who has to take the slab out, that's the next question. They may say leave it,
Yeah, because it
And-
might be less of an erosion issue.
yeah, that's what I'm
Staying
thinking.
in place. The
But,
benchmark that we show to the left rear of the mobile home
Yeah.
is on a telephone pole, which at that point is right on the edge of the embankment.
Where is that? Say that again, I'm sorry.
Over here
Yep.
There's a telephone pole.
Okay,
See, that's
And
also
there's
on the
just
lane.
that room to sweep around between the trailer and that pole, and that drops right off there. The
Okay.
well is off the drop-off, and so is right just behind this.
okay,
So it is quite close to the edge of the 15-foot,
okay.
15 to 20-foot drop.
And then one final question for me.
Yeah.
You're showing siltation barrier near the tank, but I'm not seeing it for the leaching field.
If you would like us to add something to the toe of the slope, we can do that during construction. There is some fill to be brought in for the leach field. And it is also, the leach field is also wrapped on 3 sides with a 40 polymill barrier to prevent any breakout going that direction in the future. When the system does fail, it will pond up and puddle instead of breaking out in that edge
Okay, yeah, I guess my concern is more during construction
during
than
construction.
long-term.
Okay, we can add that in.
Okay,
The leach field proper is outside of the riparian zone, but there is a small, on the 105 line, where it wraps in there, it would appear to be, let's see,
Yep, I see the line.
18.
I would just request as a best management practice to locate
So
a,
put a siltation barrier there?
yeah.
any other questions? Okay, can I get a negative determination?
Make a negative determination on the
The septic
property for
system.
which we foresee
The
the
septic
owner can
system.
apply for.
Right.
Yep.
I'll second the motion.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. We're all set.
Good luck,
Thank you very much.
complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you give me 2 of these too? Or just one? Oh, there's 2. That's good. David?
Is that all the business you have today? You have no other hearings?
What we got?
I will see you next month.
Thank you. And hang on a second, I'll give you one of these also.
I'll be fine.
We'll hand deliver them, then we don't have to have you coming back or us going out.
I'll be filing on a new construction lot with you, with an isolated subject to flooding area.
Okay, has anybody got anything else they wanted to tell us? Talk about?
Have to close,
Huh?
close the hearing.
That one?
Yes.
We're gonna close this
Make a
site.
motion to close?
Yes, we need to close it. We close this hearing at 6:45.
Thank
All
you.
those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
How goes it with the bridge? The stone,
Stony Bridge?
yes.
Well, they're talking override or all the other paperwork. And, I handed that, I showed that to you, didn't I?
You showed the potential scope and fee.
Right,
That they
that's
might
what they
put
gotta
out.
do.
Yes.
And that's all the cover until they decide what they're going to do. Nothing else we can do.
Is it open to
Yeah, the
vehicles?
road's
It
not
is?
open, no.
No, the road's
No,
not, okay.
no, it's, they took out a 550, no, 5.5 feet boulder about this big around with a chain with the excavator to open it up. And whereas you got all the water all the way back to Queen Lake, feeding into it,
Mhm.
plus your 94 acres and everything in between. And I found out that not only that, but all the water from the Templeton School, all that water that goes down behind that, eventually goes down into the same area. So that's being fed by a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So, and as of right now, it's just up into Carter deciding what he wants to do. And they're talking
As-
override, which I don't like the idea of,
What do you mean override?
to put an override in at the next meeting to help fund it. And to also see if they can use CPC money, which I don't know, when CPC meets next month, I don't know if they're going to okay it or not. Because CPC money, you have to keep everything basically what it looks like, and, did you go down there?
I did not. I would be very interested though to
Yeah.
go down and see it. I really wanted to attend that
Yeah.
last one, but I
Yeah.
couldn't make it.
I couldn't either.
But I guess as you're talking to Carter about it, I'm more than happy to assist him if he has questions, because this is the type of project that I
Okay.
deal with regularly.
Okay.
So
I'll mention that to him, and,
if he has any questions as he's putting together the scope and fee or
sure, well,
whatnot.
that'll be good, thank you.
Yeah, I really wanted to attend the previous meeting, but I just couldn't get out of
They
work.
they couldn't do it. We've had not much of anything, but I understand we're going to have a few site walks next week as soon as the paperwork comes in down on Dudley Road. You know what Skunk's Misery Road was, or is down off of Dudley Road? Oh, anyhow, you remember where they're gonna put that great big development down there? Then they turned it all over to the state, all but a few lots. You don't remember that?
Now,
Okay.
where are you?
Dudley Road going down the big hill on the
Okay.
right-hand side. But anyhow, what's happened there, I guess there's 4 lots for sale. One person bought 3 of them. One of them does have wetlands on it, so we'll eventually go down there and check that out. And there's also gonna be one up on, Brooks Village Road, the other one, the Brooks Village Road, you know where we went? And the guy said he was just building a house for his nephew
Yeah.
on our side. Well, now he's somehow wiggled another lot out on the Templeton side of that dirt road. So supposedly he wants us to go up there and inspect that, but until we get paperwork, we're not doing anything.
Almost looks like that house on the corner on the left of that new road.
Huh?
That house right on the corner
Yeah,
where the road goes in.
Yeah.
Kinda looks empty.
well, it could be they could have moved out. 'Cause they didn't like the idea of that dirt road that wasn't accepted by the town, having somebody open it up and go out there or on the Phillipson side, put houses. And as of right now, everything's all set like that there. So, all right, so we're all set. Nothing
Well,
else?
No, now you make a motion to close the meeting.
A second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Time.